we are here with a very special guest all the way in Central Florida. We're here with hip hop artist Theolodge.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Florida ain't too good right now. We known for the sunshine and the good weather, man. But right now it's been bipolar weather, man. But other than that, man, I'm 10 toes down. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. You know, living life to the fullest, of course.
That's all we can do, man.
You've been having quite a career, I know internationally as well as in the States as well. And what's the present life been for you during this COVID-19 pandemic?
First, man, I would, like to thank you for putting me on your show, man, giving me another outlet because outlets are key right now, man, to help me, other artists vent. You know what I mean? Like we need this time. It's been different, but it's been good, man. It's like with COVID, help you slow down and you could process everything better. You know what I mean? Instead of I need to be at the next show, I need to be at the next party. I need the COVID, man, help me get my business tight, get man so much done with BMI, a lot of things that I was missing through the loop. Yeah, it sucks. It's a blessing, man. I've been able to still hit a few stages, private events, few colleges, but protocol, CDC calls for mask and everything. But just rapping in a microphone that's been hit with sanitizer, man, it's funny, man. It's like my breath feel like it's sanitized and I'm COVID proof.
So as I mentioned before, you've been having quite success in your career. Your song Blue Faces was featured in All American, which has been featured on Netflix and also on CW as well, the television station. Let's talk about the success of All American and how your song Blue Faces got featured on there. Congratulations on that as well, too, by the way.
Hey, man, thank you, man. A lot of people don't, like for me, I'm going to start from the jump. I was one of those that always told myself, I want to hear my music on TV, whether it's commercial, sitcom, movie. That was always one of my big goals. But sometimes when you talk to small-minded people, they ain't got room for big goals. You know what I mean? So anything I tell myself, I'm gonna accomplish it. So it worked out, man. I had signed with a publishing deal with 411. Shout out 411. I went out to California to visit everybody, go in the office in Burbank. They set me down. It was like, it's this show coming out, All American. Never heard of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, and they're thinking about getting your song. And then they told me as a client, I was the first song to get picked up the quickest. Like I was signed with them maybe a month and my song got picked up, in 30 days. It was just surreal, man, just watching it. They didn't tell me what part when it was coming on, but I just had that intuition, the butterflies in my stomach, and something was like, press record now. Man, the feeling and emotions I had, man, I was crying, laughing, everything at the same time, man. I had multiple people tuning in, and it was a great moment, man. I'm thankful for All American as well, man.
So when you were growing up, was music your first love, or did you ever have any other career goals in mind? I know that you had an interest in basketball, but when would you say that music played a big part in your career?
Growing up, man, music and basketball was like, hand in hand. Growing up in Lake Placid, Bowling Green, really, man, all we really had was the playground, the blacktop, and church, Easter, Christmas speeches, you know what I mean? And of course, I know some of my cousins gonna be looking and childhood friends. We was forced to be in the choir. You know what I'm saying? Like if you at a certain age, oh, you getting up there and singing. So I was the one had to like make bets with other co-members of the choir, see who could learn an Ice Cube song, a Tupac Biggie song, and let's go lyric for lyric. You know what I mean? Let's see who could learn. And then from there, man, I fell in love with the art of like, making music. Like, wow, like when you break down the lyrics, they're really telling their story. And like Today Was a Good Day was like my favorite song. And I'm like, he really rapped about his whole day. So I took that song with me when I was in elementary, man. I won the class competition. I guess some of the students thought it was my song. So we older now. I apologize if you thought I wrote those lyrics. That was Ice Cube. And from there, man, it just went on. And before you know it, man, I was a drug-free song for middle school. Then when I got in high school, I was in TV production. And I just got caught up in entertainment, man. And I like reenacted Sorry Miss Jackson. Like it just hit me, man. But the whole time basketball was there. You know, like God rest his soul, my older brother, I told him, I was like, hey man, I want to go to North Carolina. I want to go be a Tar Heel. You know what I mean? And then I will never forget this, man. My brother was like, it's no matter where you go, it's what you do when you get to where you're going. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm still going to North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? But then I got older and I realized it's basically like where you at and I'm at. Like, no matter where you are, man, if you do what you need to do, people will recognize and you will be found. So that's how the journey of music really came into me, with the entertainment field and just, church, really.
I know you had a pro basketball career as well. Can you elaborate on that as well too?
I played professional in Europe in the Euro League. It was fun, man. Of course, growing up, you always say NBA, but I remember as a kid, I asked God, I was like, please, Lord, let me play professional basketball. Growing up, we just thought it was, NBA or nothing. Like, he blessed me to play professional basketball. Unfortunately, the NBA, I couldn't make a few workouts because I had broke my foot my senior year, but it worked out the way it's supposed to, man. I went to Europe, had a good time, man. And it was all love to be able to live out a childhood dream. It's just amazing feeling, man. And shout out to my college, well, both of my colleges, St. John, Rivers Community College in Palatka, Florida, University of Central Missouri, in Warrensburg, Missouri, which I'm a Hall of Famer there. I still hold the career record for 3-point percentage. It's all love, man. Hall of Fame.
What team did you play in Europe?
I played for Romania, Brosov CSU. So it was in Romania. I was in a town maybe an hour and a half from Count Dracula. We went to the castle as a team, and just seeing different cultures, man, it was amazing, man. It was great times.
So in music, who would you say are some of your inspirations, and where would you say that you draw your creativity from?
Started back, like I say, childhood, like my dad growing up, and like all my friends that know me from the green, jazz music. And people that jazz music is instruments, which forms into a long instrumental. I used to catch myself like, ironing my clothes, kicking a little flow, but my daddy didn't appreciate it. He was like, hey boy, stop messing up my, how that old folk talk. From there, man, the inspiration, it drew from like, I can inspire people with lyrics, just how people write books. It coming natural, like from freestyling and just seeing the expressions on people's faces that's standing around in the group, or just different conversation. And they like, man, I don't know what it is, man, but it's getting to me. But in my head, I'm like, dude, I ain't saying nothing but, some words that rhyme. And then I didn't understand the impact. And now it's like artists that I draw from, man, is Tupac, obviously. That's my number one idol. Biggie, JC, Hove, Kanye, all of Kanye. People be like, no, I like that first Kanye. No, all of Kanye, Wayne, and Missy Elliott. They inspired me because I always went back and looked at their drive, and I wanted to know, did they have stumbles? Did they have family members and friends that let them down? Did they have money obstacles? Did they have to go sleep on a friend's couch? You know what I mean? So it's like all that stuff, I just put it all in one pot. That's where I get my inspiration from.
Knowing that you mentioned about your inspirations and the struggles that they went through and just all that, what were some of the early adversities or challenges that you had to overcome when you were growing up, going into the industry?
Denial. Like all those artists that I named, man, they went through a point where it was failure or denial or overcoming. Like, not to say every artist has a story, but I mean, like, over like Lil Wayne was shot at 11, shot himself. Jay-Z was street mentality, then he flipped it. He learned the game. I think his first EP that he was like 29, which age has nothing to do with it, but just knowing he went to all the labels, fast forward, look at him now. So that just drove me to say, hey, you don't have to get it right on the first, second, or third. Me, I'm gonna get it right on the fourth try. People always say 3 strikes. Now I'm gonna get it right on the fourth.
Now let's talk about your latest song that's out right now, Picture Me Rollin' 2020. What was the inspiration behind that song and how was that song created?
Like I said earlier, my inspiration, obviously, Tupac, number one. And I always wanted to do a tribute to Tupac, which I made a song on my third EP just because, a song called Tupac Interlude, basically saying I grew up bumping that Tupac. Picture me rolling. But picture me rolling is a metaphor, you know what I mean? To like, yeah, keep your eyes on me. You might not want to blink because you might miss something. And I just wanted to take all the things I was going through and just put it all in a song, man, kind of bent, and kind of let, cats know, man, like, it ain't sweet, man. I'm coming for that spot. I talked about new industry versus the old industry. And to me, man, art is art. I don't judge nobody off. I don't say this sounds like, I could care less. I focus on me. I just wanted to touch on that, give bars, let people know bars, creativity, just put it all in one mix, man, like a buffet. I want to give you everything. So you ain't got to say, I don't. Some parts, some people probably didn't like, and other parts they probably like more than others, but it was something for everybody. So I was Picture Me Rolling.
As I mentioned before, lots of success in your career, Billboard in Florida. I know that you're an advocate for Florida's natural orange juice, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about the success of that.
Sponsorship. As I was getting ready to go on tour at the beginning of last year, I go to the gym a lot, stay active. I ran into an older gentleman named Mr. Kenny Sanders, and he asked me, like, how do you go about, getting your funding and stuff? So I told him I really don't like trying to get sponsorship around here because a lot of people don't understand the mission. A lot of places I walk in and people don't understand you could read body language. You know what I mean? So I just do it because, like a older wise man told me, the more no's you hear, the quicker you're going to get to that yes that you need to hear. So I was like, well, let me just go in here, add another note of mine. So I told him all that. He was like, do you do commercial? I said, man, I do commercial, jingles, whatever you need. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to take care of me and my career. So I'm like, whatever you need. He was like, all right, man, I got an Orange Grove. I said, I got a cameraman. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man, Tino. Shout out to the homie TS for mixing it down, helping with the commercial. I went out there, man. I shot it in an hour. I went back. TS was mixing it down in North Carolina. I was in Florida now. I'm writing the script. And I'm like, I was trying so hard to get the perfect script. And I was like, man, I'm just going to talk about childhood. Like, I loved orange juice, which was a fact. My mom was a hater. She didn't want me to drink all the orange juice. Sorry, Mom. It was just one of those things that came together. And then we released it on Facebook. Somehow it made it to the CEO of Florida Natural. And within like a week, it was like, yo, we need Theolodge to the factory. Mr. Bob Bear, man, I thank you. Sat down. They showed me around the whole place. Obviously, your boy had to bundle up with the nets and everything. But it was just a beautiful experience, man. Know that sometimes, man, on your way going to your destination, you really don't know the form of transportation. You know what I mean? You could start off on a bicycle, but somebody might pull up in a limo. Or somebody might say, hey, man, I can't take this flight, man. You can have a wow moment from me to know that, wow, I'm doing music and now I'm doing orange juice. You know what I mean? But it goes in hand. Beautiful experience.
In your career, you have performed internationally and you have also performed in the States as well too. When we talk about your success in the industry, what would you say has been some of your memorable experiences? I know you had one with Wyclef Jean.
Wyclef, man, because you and I and the whole world grew up to the Fugees. You know what I mean? So me in the room, ready or not, you know what I mean? To actually, like, I'm here with dude. You know what I'm saying? So when we met, man, it was a cool experience. Very down to earth. Got a chance to rock the stage with him. Broke my phone in the process. S10 cost me like 500 when I got back, but the moment was priceless. Share a stage, man, with somebody who is an icon, you know what I mean? And just to be in their presence, it felt good, man. So that was definitely my, what they call it, my dope moment.
I am going to ask you again, what is the story behind the Wyclef Jean experience?
Shout out to my boy Darrell. He told me about this conference called Meet Him in the south of France. You know, cons, you only hear about that from the movie stars going there. When I got there, beautiful city. Fast forward, I'm getting ready to go sit in his seminar. Went to the restroom because, you know, you don't want to be rude and get up. So as I went before it started, he was on his way going in. And I was like, hey, man, anybody ever told you look like that dude that rap with a female and another guy? He started laughing. He was like, hold on, man, wait for me. So I waited for him and I just, you know, hey, man, appreciate what you're doing. Just paying homage, you know what I mean? Giving him his roses while he alive. That's when Snapchat was just really, really kicking off. He seen it. He was like, yo, man, crank the camera up. So we got the camera. He got a little video. So when we got in the seminar, it was like, hey, I'm going to give artists a chance to rap on some of my classic beats that I was a part of. And I was like, oh, he get me Ready or Not. It's going down. Ready or Not came on. I done cooked up flows in my head. I got ready to go on stage, and it was a guy to my left. And as I was reaching for the mic, he grabbed it just like this. And I was like, oh my God, I just seen my dream just leave away, because he said he was only doing it one time. So I turned around and I made eye contact with him. It's like, hey, man, what's up, man? This your homie bathroom home. You know, even though he couldn't hear me, but that's what I'm saying, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? We got to pass now. And the guy that took the mic from me, he ended up breaking my phone. So now I got a broke phone. I'm freaking 16 hours away from home. You know what I mean? I'm going to be here for another week. You know, my mind was just everywhere. And then Wyclef, he steps in front of me, indirectly saying, my man, you got to be versatile in this game. And I'm like, not right now, Wyclef, man. I don't want to hear none of this gibberish you talking about, man. My phone broke. I ain't get on stage. I don't even care, man. Matter of fact, I'm about to leave. Shakira beats come on. He did his verse. Man, the man stepped down the stairs, handed me the microphone. And from there, man, it was wild, dude. Like, in my head, I don't know what I said. I just was just frustration, you know what I mean? And I guess it came out good, man, because the whole time I was there, the rest of the time, I wore a Lion book bag. And everybody, like, throughout the whole conference, they was like, hey, y'all got to find the dude with the dreads and the Lion book bag. And from there, man, that's how it went, man. So shout out Wyclef. When you hear this, you owe me a phone, man.
Knowing that you've been having a lot of success in the music industry, internationally and in the States as well, what would you say is something that you wish you would have known when you first started out in the music industry?
About budgeting. I wish I would have knew that in my beginning stage, because I was just trying to get to any open mic, pay any fee, even though I caught on to the game later. So I'm going to get them game now. If somebody come to you, to my fellow artists listening, if somebody come to you and tell you they have such and such and such and such, they're going to be there. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be there. That is a way to get you into place. So, and a lot of people that do it are artists themselves. So then I had to learn I'm fueling somebody else's career. You know what I mean? So like I wish I'd knew about budgeting, because I would have told myself, this next open mic ain't really in the show. But I just wanted it so bad, man, that I'm not mad at it, because I needed all them L's to appreciate the W's. And that's why I'm in the position where I'm at, and I can let up and coming artists know, what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you just want to use it for what it is, and you're not trying to win no contest or win a deal with a label at a open mic, just go in there, man, and use it for practice. For me, practice paid off, and I'm happy where I'm at now, man.
We always talk about the growth and the development in somebody's career, in someone's life, whether if it's in music, performance, etc. What are ways in your career that you continue to elevate and stay on top of things in your career?
Like being honest with myself, like looking in the mirror and just really, maybe I have thousands of fans on Wednesday. I wake up Thursday and I tell myself, hey, we got 0 fans. We got to go out here and get it. We got to do better. We got to be a better version than we was yesterday. So I always carry myself with the underdog mentality, because I know how easy it is to get comfortable. So I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's what I do, man. I always, hey, look, man, you got 0. Yesterday was yesterday. And that's the thing. Maybe 2,000 people listened to my music yesterday. What about today? I can't live off tomorrow. Off yesterday. I can only live for today, not even tomorrow, for right now. So that's what I do, man. I just take myself back to 0, to that guy that was on the internet every day trying to get on the open mic stage, willing to pay anything just to get on stage, man, and perfect my craft.
So in music, what are you presently working on right now? And what are some of the future projects that we should be looking out for?
Currently, right now, I have a few options, a few deal options, weigh it out to make sure, it's good for me, position myself to take care of my family, my closest loved ones, be able to better my career. Coming up, man, I'm working on a new album called Fame 2, which fame means forgive all my enemies. Putting tracks together as we speak. I have a few more licensing and sync deals with a few shows and movies that's in the work. So yeah, just be on the lookout, man. Cut your TV on, or keep your IG up, or you never know where I might be. You might sway, cut it on, and be like, hey, you told me to pay attention, so you just have to pay attention, man. I always got things going, and I always try to outdo the last thing that I did.
What can we expect off of Fame 2?
Inspiration, motivation, and determination. Like you'll be able to hear all those things. Just like I try to blueprint from like Tupac, how Tupac gave you so many different emotions. Like if you wanted to fight, he had a song for that. Time to cry, time to heal, time to joy, time to, keep your head up. It was there. So for this album, I want to give you everything, man. The struggles, the success, the preparation. It's going to be a dope experience. Looking like it's going to be probably 12, 14 tracks. But depending on these next deal situations, man, I might be able to collab some of my inspirations, man. So we'll just keep it out there, and just throw it to the universe and see what the universe throw back at.
What advice would you give to those who are aspiring to be in the music industry like yourself?
No matter, you got to stay true to that person in the mirror. Don't go trying to please everybody. If you're not happy with it, satisfied with it, you change it. Because you don't need yes men around you, or yes women around you. And I just tell them, man, just fight for what's yours. Like fight for your position. And don't think every song that you do is a hit, because nobody knows a hit. That comes with marketing and a budget. That keyword budget. Depending on your budget, that's how big your song is going to be. So don't ever think your song is too small. Just always prepare and get yourself ready, because You got to always think, I'm one set of ears away from doing major things. So you never know who can hear it, who press play, and always approach it like a business and knowing that one song could change your life. And that's facts.
In your musical career, who are you mostly thankful for?
All my college basketball teammates, man, because they the ones had to sit through every party of me freestyling and shut up, man. Nobody want to hear that. But at the same time was bobbing their head. My sister Tamara, she passed away. She always believed in me more than I believed in myself sometimes, because I would go at a way of joking, but she always told me to be serious. So that's a main reason while I'm, 10 toes down. My dad, for like, when I was playing professional basketball before he passed away, I don't really love basketball the same. Like, I want to do music. And he was like, I don't care what you do. As long as you put 110% in it, I'm going to support you. That's really, man, like the people that's, the journey, but people that told me I couldn't, like all those things are just in one big pot. And that was really the drive, man.
Knowing that you've been having a lot of success in your career, knowing that you continue to strive and knowing that you continue to develop and grow and just do a lot of great things, what would you like your legacy to be when people look back on your career?
He did it for the underdogs. Truly, man, like people where I'm from, man, like we ain't got options like that. You know what I mean? Grow up the wildlife, taking that stigma and throw it out. Like, yeah, I got dreads, gold teeth, tattoos, but I'm also a college graduate. I also professional basketball player. I was a coach. I was a teacher. I took all that stuff, man, and my legacy is just always fighting for the underdog, man, fighting for the better. And that's what crew come in, man. Like Dead Wrong Crew is deading out wrong, non-believers, doubters, all those people, man, because those are people that have nothing to look forward to. That K backwards is to work. So I wake up every day to work. So my legacy, I want to be, man, a guy that really the underdog won, like a Rocky story. I want to be at the end calling Adrian. You know what I'm saying? So that's me, man.
And we are here with a very special guest, Theolodge. Just want to say I appreciate your time and wish you all the best, brother.
Hey, thank you, man, for having me, man. Keep doing great things, and we'll be in touch, man. That's cool.